Hi everyone, my name is Novia Karansayanti and my student number is 039. Today, I'm going to read the story called Aladdin and the Enchanted Lamp. This story, retold by Judith Dean and published by Oxord University Press on 2000. Actually, there are 6 chapters in this story, but I'm gonna read the 3 first chapters for you. Please enjoy my story. Chapter 1. Help from a Rich Man. Many years ago, in a city in Arabia, there was a boy called Aladdin. He lived with his mother in a little house near the market, and they were very poor. Aladdin's mother worked all day, and sometimes half the night, but Aladdin never helped her. He was a lazy boy, and he didn't like to work. He only wanted to play all the time. Every morning, he ran through the streets to the market. There, he talked and laughed and played with his friend all day. Then, in the evening, he went home for his dinner. And every night his mother said to him, "Oh, Aladdin, Aladdin, you're a lazy boy, a good-for-nothing. When are you going to do some work, my son?" But Aladdin never listened to his mother. One day, in the market, there was an old man in a long black coat. Aladdin didn't see him, but the old man watched Aladdin very carefully. After some minutes, he went up to a ranch seller and asked, "That boy in a green coat, who is he?" "Aladdin, son of Mustafa," was the answer. The old man moved away. "Yes," he said quietly. "Yes, that's the boy, the right name and the right father." Then he called out to Aladdin, "Boy, come here for a minute. Is your name Aladdin? Aladdin, son of Mustafa?" Aladdin left his friend and came to the old man. "Yes," he said, "I'm Aladdin, son of Mustafa, but my father is dead. He died 5 years ago." "Dead?" said the old man. "Oh no!" He put his face in his hands and began to cry. "Why are you crying?" asked Aladdin. "Did you know my father?" The old man looked up. "Mustafa was my brother," he said. "I wanted to see him again, and now you tell me he's dead. Oh, this is not a happy day for me." Then he put his hand on Aladdin's arm. "But here is my brother's sign, and I can see Mustafa in your face, my boy." "Aladdin, I'm your uncle, Ebenezer." "My uncle?" said Aladdin. He was very surprised. Did my father have a brother? I didn't know that. "I went away before you were born, my boy," said the old man. Look, he took 10 pieces of gold out of his bag and put them into Aladdin's hand. "Go home to your mother and give this money to her. Tell her about me and say this: her husband's brother wants to meet her, and he is going to visit her tomorrow." 10 pieces of gold is a lot of money, and Aladdin was very happy. He ran home quickly and gave the gold to his mother. At first, she was afraid. "Where did you get this, Aladdin? Did you find it? It isn't your money. You must give it back." "But it is our money, mother," said Aladdin. "My uncle, my father's brother, gave the money to us. Uncle Ebenezer is coming to visit out tomorrow." "Who? You don't have an Uncle Ebenezer?" "But he knows my name and my father's name," Aladdin said. "And he gave 10 pieces of gold to me. He's very nice. You must make a good dinner for him." The next day, Ebenezer arrived at Aladdin's house. "My sister," he said and smiled. "My dead brother's wife. I'm happy to find you and Aladdin." "Sit down, Ebenezer. We're very happy to see you in our poor home," Aladdin's mother said. She put meat, rice, and fruit on the table. "But I don't understand. Why did my husband never speak about you?" "I'm sorry, my sister. When we were young, my brother and I were not friends for many years. Then I went away for a country. I'm an old man now and wanted to see my brother again and take his hand. But he is dead, and I cannot speak to him or say goodbye to him now." Ebenezer had tears in his eyes, and Aladdin's mother began to cry too. "But I'm home again now," the old man said, "and I can help my brother's wife and his son, because I'm rich, man." He looked at Aladdin. "Aladdin, my boy, what work do you do?" Aladdin didn't answer, and his face was red. "Oh, don't ask Aladdin questions about work," his mother said. "He never works. He plays with his friends all day and only comes home when he is hungry." "Well, my boy, tomorrow we must get a new coat for you. Then we can talk about work. Would you like to have a shop in the market, perhaps?" Aladdin smiled. "A shop?" he thought. "And me, a rich market seller. Why not?" Chapter 2: A Walk to Nowhere. Early in the morning, Ebenezer arrived at Aladdin's house, and then he and Aladdin walked to the market. "First of all, we must look at coats," Ebenezer said. Soon, Aladdin had an expensive new coat and he felt very happy. Then Ebenezer and Aladdin walked through the market and looked at the shops. They drank coffee, talked to people, and had a very good dinner. It was a wonderful day for Aladdin. On Friday, when the market was closed, Ebenezer took Aladdin to the beautiful gardens in the city. They walked under the trees and talked about a shop for Aladdin. "You are very good to me, uncle," Aladdin said. Ebenezer smiled. "But of course," he said. "You are my brother's son. Now, let us leave the city and go up into the hills. There is something wonderful there, and you must see it." They left the gardens, walked past the Sultan's palace, and out of the city up into the hills. They walked for a long time and Aladdin began to feel tired. "It is not far now," said Ebenezer. "We are going to see a beautiful garden, more beautiful than the garden of the Sultan's palace." At last Ebenezer stopped. "Here we are," he said. Aladdin looked, but he could see no gardens on the hills. "Where is this garden, uncle?" he said. "First, we must make a fire," said Ebenezer. Aladdin didn't understand, but he made a fire for his uncle on the ground. Then Ebenezer took some powder out of a small box and put it on the fire. He closed his eyes and said, "Abracadabra." At once, the sky went dark. Black smoke came from the fire, and the ground under the fire began to open. Then the smoke went away, and in the ground there was now a big white stone with a ring in it. Aladdin was very afraid. He began to run away, but Ebenezer took his arm and hit him on the head. For a minute or two, Aladdin couldn't speak or move. Then he cried, "Why did you do that, uncle? You must be a man now, not a child," said Ebenezer. I'm your father's brother, and you must obey to me. Don't be afraid. In a short time, you're going to be a rich man. Now, listen carefully. He took Aladdin's hand. Only you can move this stone. Put your hand on the ring and say your name and your father's name. Very afraid, Aladdin put his hand on the ring. It was not hot, but very cold. I'm Aladdin, son of Mustafa, he said. The stone moved easily, and now Aladdin could see stairs under the ground. Go down the stairs, Abanazar said, and then through 4 big rooms. In the last room, there is a door into a garden, and under one of the trees there is a lamp. You can take some fruit on the trees, but first you must find the lamp. Bring the lamp to me. Please come with me, uncle, Aladdin said. No, only you can do this, my boy. Abanazar took a gold ring off his finger and gave it to Aladdin. This ring is magic and can protect you, he said. Be careful and bring me the lamp quickly. Aladdin put the ring on the little finger of his left hand and began to go down the stairs. It was dark and he was afraid, but he was more afraid of Abanazar. And Aladdin was right to be afraid, because Abanazar wasn't his uncle. He was a magician from Morocco, and he wanted this lamp very much. It was a magic lamp, and only a poor boy from the city could get it from him, a boy called Aladdin. Aladdin went down 100 stairs and into the first room. Down here, it was not dark, and he went quickly through the rooms to the door into the garden. There were trees in the garden with beautiful fruit of different colors: white, red, green, and yellow. He soon found the lamp under one of the trees. Why does my uncle want this dirty old lamp? He thought. He put it in his pocket. Then he began to take fruit from the trees and to put it in every pocket of his coat. Every day he went back to the stairs and began to go up. Soon he could see Abanazar and the blue sky. Give the lamp to me, Abanazar said, and put out his hand. Quickly, boy, the lamp! Aladdin couldn't get the lamp out of his pocket because it was under the fruit. He looked at Abanazar's angry face and was very afraid. First, help me out, then you can have the lamp, he said. Please, uncle. First the lamp, cried Abanazar. Give me the lamp. No, Aladdin said. You good for nothing. You dog. You and the lamp can stay down there. Angrily, Abanazar ran to the fire and put more powder on it. Abracadabra, he called. The big white stone moved again, and now Aladdin couldn't see the sky. He was in the dark, under the ground, and could not get out. Chapter 3. The Ring and the Lamp. Uncle Abanazar! Uncle! Aladdin hit the stone, but nothing moved. Don't leave me here, please! Aladdin put his ear to the stone, but he could hear nothing. I'm Aladdin, son of Mustafa, he said, and listened again, but the stone didn't move. Then Aladdin began to cry. What I'm going to do, he thought, and put his head in his hands. After a time, he began to feel hungry and took some of the fruit out of his pocket. He put some in his mouth, but he couldn't eat them. These are stones, not fruit, he thought. I'm going to die down here. For 3 days and 3 nights, Aladdin sat on the stairs and waited, but no help came. On the third day, he remembered Ebenezer's ring on his finger, the ring to protect him. He couldn't see the ring in the dark, so he put his right hand on it. Whoosh! There was a sudden noise, and blue smoke came out of the ring. And then, out of the smoke came a big genie. "I'm here, master. I'm here," the genie cried. "I'm the slave of the ring. What is your wish?" Aladdin was very surprised and very afraid. At first, he couldn't speak, and then he said, "Take me out of here." "To here is to obey," the genie said. And a second later, Aladdin was back on the hills under the blue sky. There was nobody there, and the fire was cold and black. Happily, Aladdin began to walk home. When he got there, his mother was very happy to see him. "Oh, Aladdin," she cried, "what happened to you? And where's your uncle?" "Ebenezer isn't my uncle, mother. He's a magician and a bad man. He nearly killed me." Then Aladdin told his mother all about the fire, the magic stone, and the garden under the ground. "Oh, I'm very tired, mother," he said. "I must sleep." Aladdin closed his eyes and slept for many hours. The next morning, he opened his eyes and said, "Mother, I'm hungry." "My son, I'm sorry," she said. "We have no rice or meat in the house. We have nothing. We must sell your new coat and get some price with the money." Then Aladdin remembered the lamp from the garden. "Wait a minute, mother," he said. "Take this lamp and sell that first." "That dirty old thing?" Aladdin's mother said. "I must clean it first." She began to rub it and whoosh! Noise, fire, and red smoke came from the lamp, and out of the smoke came a very big genie. "I'm the slave of the lamp," cried the genie. "What is your wish, mistress?" Aladdin's mother was very afraid and couldn't speak, but Aladdin said, "Bring rice and meat to us. We are very hungry." The genie went away and came back in a second with rice, meat, bread, and fruit on 12 gold plates. He put the plates in front of them and went away. Aladdin and his mother ate and ate. Then Aladdin took one of the plates to the market and sold it for 2 pieces of gold. Every day after that, Aladdin rubbed the lamp. And when the genie came, Aladdin said, "Bring us rice and meat." And every day, he sold the gold plates. Soon, Aladdin and his mother were rich. Okay, I think that's all about my story called Aladdin and the Enchanted Lamp. I hope that you guys can enjoy the video and get the moral value from my story. Thank you!